It's Sunday Night Live with Courtney Wyndham, Wes Parsons, Mary Frances Gaston, Everett Fuller in the back, Amy Poole, drummer man himself, Jacob Armour, Emily Wilson, Reed Dimmitt, Mary Watson, the guy that built these booths, Tim Lunsford, Kevin Kwong, Jess and Blake Wilson, your new worship leader, Jackson Scott, the dizzy guy behind the camera, that's me, Parker Steck, Brittany Sturdivant, Brittany's husband, Robert, Brian Davidson, Tina Thompson, a very underdressed David Thompson, Wesley Walker, Reese Mataz Ferguson, and on his first and last SNL of the year, Josh Miller. And now your hosts, Mallory Tuning and Lauren Palacheski.
Welcome to Sunday Night Live! We're back.
And better than ever. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Mallory. We've been waiting for you all summer, and we're so glad you're finally here. Lauren, have you ever realized that we haven't had SNL since we were freshmen?
Wait, has it really been that long? It seems like just yesterday we were up here in the Haven laughing at funny videos.
Like David in Nature.
And playing funny games.
Like bobbing for strange things.
And of course, closing the night out in worship.
Definitely the best part.
This is the first time we've been back in the Haven since middle school discovery, almost 2 years ago. And if you haven't noticed, we've gotten a few upgrades.
Check out these lights. Woo!
Whoa, that was pretty cool. And have you seen the new games in the game room?
Duh, the new pinball machine is my favorite. Since we haven't had any programming in the last year, it seems like Robert has really blown the budget.
That's right. And because we're blowing the budget, we got some super cool, exciting things planned for tonight.
You do not want to miss out.
Mallory, you know what I'm really craving?
What?
A donut.
Ooh, like the ones from Heavenly with the candy on top?
No.
The fluffy ones from Hero down the street?
No, girl.
Duncan?
No.
Oh, I know. The little mini ones from that new place by Big Spoon. What's it called?
Sun's Donuts?
Yes!
No, what are the ones with cinnamon sugar and fun dipping sauce?
Lauren, those are Sun's Donuts.
Yes, you're right.
Are you kidding? Anyways, now that we're all craving donuts, I hear Parker's got a game that you do not want to miss out.
Parker, tell us what
Turn the game on.
Good pun, good pun. Okay, guys, hey, we're going to be playing a game that is donut related because that's what we're doing. Do not miss out. But today's prize is going to be an extremely rare and one-of-a-kind and highly desired $20 gift card from Dunkin' Donuts.
Woo!
Be excited for that because you cannot buy these in the store. We know some people, we made this happen. So we're going to be playing a game called Extreme Donut Counting. This is a very simple game. We're just going to put some donuts up on the screen, and you guys are just going to count the donuts. Does that make sense? Mallory and Lauren are going to go out in the audience, and they're going to ask how many donuts you guys think have been thrown up on the screen. Two of you are going to be picked. Whoever's closest is going to come up on the stage to battle for this. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Woo!
So remember, here's a quick test. 1, 2. How many donuts did you see? It's perfect. You guys are good.
Good job, guys.
Here we go. How many donuts? All right, now they're gonna go to the audience and you
Who
guys
has
are gonna
a
say,
guess?
Do you have a guess? Raise your hand. They're gonna ask.
Anyone
Whoever's
else?
closest is going to come up on stage.
What's your guess?
Okay.
57.
57.
All right. What do we got, Lauren?
What's your
64.
64.
57 and 64. Let's
All right.
see who wins.
Let's see what the answer is. 60.
64.
57, 64.
57?
Oh.
57 is the winner.
57 is the winner.
Hop
Come
up
up
on
on stage. You can stand it, yeah.
Well done. All right, we're going to do it again. Here we go. You guys ready? Get counting. Here we go.
Who has
What's
a
the
guess?
number?
Raise your hand. You in the back. Oh, I'll go to that one. Okay. Oh,
Okay, what's your guess?
70.
70.
Okay. 82. 82.
Wait, what that's supposed to say back there?
All right.
70, 82.
70 to 82. All right, let's see what the answer is.
82 wins!
182.
Come up on the stage.
All right, we're gonna do this one more time. Third person's gonna
Go.
come up here, and you guys are gonna battle for this extremely rare, one-of-a-kind $20 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts. Are you ready? Let's do this.
Okay, who's gonna guess?
What are your guesses?
Sorry, James.
58.
Wait, what did you say?
58.
58.
58.
58.
55 and 58. Oh boy.
Very
All right, are you guys
close.
ready? 43.
55.
You're the winner.
Okay, guys.
All right, let's bring them up, and let's meet our
Stage.
players while we're doing that.
Okay, so we're gonna ask you your name, your age, and your favorite donut.
I'm Bailey Pearson. I'm in 11th grade, and my favorite donut is coffee.
Woo!
My name's Megan Brown, and sprinkles.
I'm Nicholas Buster, and I'm in 11th grade, and my
All
right.
great donuts.
Good.
All right, guys, here's how we're going to figure out who's going to win the extremely rare, one-of-a-kind $20 Dunkin' Donuts gift card. All you got to do is just say drop. You each get 3 donuts to drop. The middle box is worth 3 points. The yellow box is worth 2 points, and the ones on the end are worth 1 point. Whoever gets the most points after 3 donuts, you're the winner of the extremely rare, one-of-a-kind $20 gift card from Dunkin' Donuts. Does that make sense? All right. Hosts, you guys are going to be on here. You're going to go down in order. They're going to get 3 donuts each. Just say drop, and I will drop that for you. Are you ready for this?
Oh, yes.
Whenever you're ready.
Drop.
Oh.
All right, you got 2 more.
Oh.
Drop.
Sometime today we'll get this. Don't worry. You couldn't have picked the worst time to drop. Worth it!
Okay, got
You
one
get
more.
one more donut? You got 3 points right now.
Drop.
Oh.
All right, you still get 3 points.
Ah!
That's 4 points for you.
Plot twist.
All right,
Megan.
clear those donuts. All right, whenever you're ready.
Drop.
Hey, Nicholas, don't drop it when it does this, okay? Oh,
Oh.
it's all right. Oh, okay, all right, let's keep going.
Drop.
right, you can't win
Yeah,
because you'd have to get 3. So you're eliminated. I apologize. How
All
about?
right, Nicholas, your turn.
Drop.
See, you listen. All right. So that is 1 point there. I'm gonna clear those. You still got 1 point. Just get rid of the other ones.
Do both at the same time. No.
Whoops, I did 3. That one does not count. That top one does not count. No! Out! All right, that is the game. So we've got our winner over here. Let's give it up for the super rare, one-of-a-kind $20 gift card.
Hey, go Bailey.
Well
Nerd.
played, well played.
All right, y'all,
Okay.
check out this video.
All right, team. This Sunday, first SNL in this space in forever. It's got to be incredible. Parker, you're in charge of the creative elements. What do you got?
Okay, have you guys ever heard of the website Amazon.com?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but we only sell pajamas, and we call it Pajamazon.com.
Oh, maybe like pajamas on. But
What does that have to do with Element?
What's Element?
Okay, done with you. Jackson, you're the new worship leader. What ideas do you have?
well, what if we do a big musical number to "I Will Survive" and "Survivor" from Glee?
I hate it. Emily, what do you have?
What if we do a big musical number to I Will Survive, Survivor from, wait for it, Glee?
I love it. Reese, add 2.
I don't really feel like being in this video.
Fine, whatever. Brian, senior pastor, what do you got?
I gotta be honest, I've heard of the website Amazon.com, and the pajama version sounds awesome.
Brian the Talking Donut, what do you have?
Well, I say we fill it with grape jelly.
I'm calling Mary Frances. Mark, look, first SNL is coming up. We need a great idea. What do you got?
Have you ever heard of a website called Amazon.com?
Okay, never mind. I'm calling Betsy.
Hey, Robert, what's up?
Betsy, first SNL is coming up. I need a great idea. Don't say anything about Amazon.com. What do you got?
Okay, fine. My second idea is why don't we just get a student involved?
Okay, that's actually a very helpful idea. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Theo, come out here for a second.
What's up, Robert?
Theo, do you want to be in a video for the first SNL of the school year?
How much are you gonna pay me?
Absolutely nothing.
Sounds good. I'm in.
Hey, does he live under there? Emily, let's revisit your brilliant idea you had earlier.
That was my idea!
Yeah, I hated it. Emily?
Okay, just imagine this. Blackout. And then Reese, center stage.
No. I'm always a part of these goofy videos. I already said I don't want to be a part of this.
Well, I literally sing, and it was my idea. I'm gonna do it.
I can do it too.
It's definitely not going to be you, Brian.
Yeah, Brian!
Okay, you know what? You all are just overcomplicating all of this. Let's just go with the pajama idea.
Yes!
Are you sick of searching for pajamas on the website Amazon.com? Is the endless scrolling through all those products giving you a headache? Then Pajamazon.com is just for you! With Pajamazon.com, you don't have to deal with the website Amazon.com and all of their stupid products. The website Amazon.com is full with all sorts of products that aren't pajamas. A toaster? Really? How am I supposed to wear this to bed? A pack of Sharpies? That's not comfortable at all. A globe? That's crazy. This is why you need Pajamazon.com. Pajamazon.com is just like the website Amazon.com, but we only sell pajamas!
The website Pajamazon.com no longer exists as it was sued by the website Amazon.com shortly after launch.
All right, we're going to do another game. Let's bring up our hosts again. Lauren and Mallory, we need to bring up Graham and Henry Allen. So let's bring them up. Graham Clayton and Henry Allen, head up on stage. Now listen, we're going to do a game called Donut on a String. I'll give you a hint on why we came up with that name. Because they're donuts on a string. All right, so what you guys are going to do, you're both going to be blindfolded, so go ahead and put the blindfolds on. You're going to get on your knees right under the donuts. We're going to give you guys 30 seconds to eat as many donuts as you can off the string. Donuts that are on the floor do not count. Does that make sense? Unless you pick it up off the floor with your mouth and eat it, which is encouraged. All right, so head forward. Let them have a little bit of a peek so they can see like the relationship of the, oh, there you go. Okay, that's good, that's good. All right. Now, let me tell you what you guys are playing for tonight. Tonight's contestants are playing for an extremely rare, one-of-a-kind, highly desired $20 gift card from Dunkin' Donuts. You cannot buy these in stores. We know the right people and we have connections, so that's what you guys are playing for. Are you ready? We're gonna put 30 seconds on the clock. I want the audience to get hyped. I want this half to be going for, let's do Henry, and the other half, obviously you're gonna go for Graham. Are you ready? I've got our hosts are the refs, so if you guys cheat in any way, they're gonna slap you in the face. Everybody, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Eat.
Go! Yay! Let's go! Graham, 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 Graham. Let's go, guys!
Let's go! Come on, guys.
Y'all got it. 9 seconds on the clock.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
All
Y'all
right.
can take off the blindfolds now.
Pick those up. All right, Lauren and Mallory, you're the judges. I can't see from back here. What would you say the percentage of donuts? So each donut's worth 25%. Let's do the math. Who ate the most?
Henry won.
Henry won?
Yeah.
Henry, you're the winner
Still
of the
a
one-of-a-kind,
great
highly
effort
desired
from Graham.
$20 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Amazing. All right, guys.
That's it for us. We're so glad to host. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Let's give it up
See
for
y'all
our
next
hosts. Awesome, great job.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong. And I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key. If I had known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now go, walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. But you were the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye. You think I crumble? You think I lay down and die? I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving. It took all the strength I had not to fall apart. Kept trying hard to mend the pieces of my broken heart. I penciled oh so late nights, just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but I used to hold my head up high. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving.
And now, your most trusted news source inside this building, it's Weekend Update with Miles Williams and Chloe Mayer.
Well, hello there.
Good evening and welcome to the Weekend Update. I'm Chloe Mayer.
And I'm Miles Williams, and this is your Weekend Update.
Well, it's been a minute since we saw you last.
Approximately 526 days to be exact. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get right into it.
March 2020, Discovery Weekend, an amazing time of being together. You and 600 of your closest friends, strangers, middle schoolers, high schoolers, and adults all crammed into a gym with terrible circulation and loudly singing together all weekend long.
4 days later, the world shut down.
Of course, we all know what happened next. Every high school boy decided they should shave their heads. And Element started producing 337 different Element online videos a day.
Chloe, I'll be honest, I can't really add anything here because I didn't watch any of it.
After that, upon realizing that basically the only people watching, liking, and sharing the Element Instagram content was Robert, the rest of the staff followed the latest trend and made a TikTok.
Yeah, and that's when Emily followed me on her personal TikTok account, so I blocked her immediately, of course.
Speaking of Emily, a lot has changed around here.
A lot has changed. Not only has the Haven gotten a complete lighting and stage upgrade, but check out this super cool new weekend update desk. Thank you, Mr. Tim Lunsford.
Thank you, Tim! Wow, that is fancy. And hey, if you want to be part of the supporting staff that makes us look even more incredible than we already are, join the tech team. Find Parker over at the DJ booth tonight, right after SNL, and learn about all the new changes in the Haven.
But that's not all that's changed. Let's talk about the Element staff real quick. Our beloved Cameron Mitchell has gone on to a better place, Nashville, Tennessee. Look at him, just thriving.
Yes, Cameron sadly officially departed Element staff back in May of 2020, along with Betsy McLean, our logistics director. Her reasoning for leaving the staff, Robert Sturdivant.
Don't worry. Once Betsy realized that Robert is really just a glorified 10-year intern that never left, she came back and thankfully is basically in charge now. Element, everyone, is saved.
But that's not all. We found Cameron's replacement. Another skinny jeans wearing worshiping leader named Jackson Scott. Josh Miller, who's been an intern here half as long as Robert, decided to get married. Aww. And he's moving to Bloomington, Illinois at the end of the month. Aww, darn it.
But good news. Former Sean and Reese Bring the Heat co-CEO Reese Mataz Ferguson
Mataz
has been hired as Josh's replacement.
So while COVID has made a lot of things change in the world, it's comforting to know even when the world is shut down, the Element staff will change faster than the next CDC guideline.
Now, let's take a look at the parking lot in a new segment called Theo in the Parking Lot. Theo, how's the parking lot looking today?
Hey guys, I'm Theo Harris, reporting live from Element Parking Lot. Over there, we have one car. That's it. Back to you.
Thank you, Theo.
The last few months has been a learning season for everyone. For Brittany Sturdivant, it's basically how to parent Addie by herself, as Robert is constantly at Nexus Fitness.
Or so he says.
Other things we're learning. If we are ever in a drought and need a good thunderstorm to run in, just have the Element team schedule everyone to go to a Barons game. This Sunday was the second time in as many months that we've scheduled and rescheduled Element going to a Barons game, only for it to start raining right as we leave.
But don't worry, y'all. Now we have plenty of Barons tickets for all y'all. Any game for the rest of the season. Want a Fusion night out at the Barons? Just have your Fusion leader contact Emily and we'll get you the tickets.
Speaking of Fusion groups are now starting back for the school year. Fusion groups are grade by gender Bible study small groups, and anyone is welcome to join a group at any point in the year. Just talk to Emily after SNL tonight in the Welcome Center to learn more.
And hey, don't forget, as you leave tonight, if you haven't already, make sure you grab a back-to-school kit complete with a free, new, awesome school year shirt from Element. You do not want to miss out.
Speaking of things you do not want to miss, Element Cafe is back. For the first time since March of 2020, man, I wonder how many times Robert's going to make me say this. Middle schoolers can actually come up to the Haven and hang out rather than standing in the middle of the parking lot in 100-degree weather while their sour straws melt in their hands.
That's right, y'all. Every Tuesday and Thursday from 3 to 5:30, Element Cafe is open for any and all middle schoolers. The game room and gym are open inside, and the outdoor cafe is stocked up with all the latest and greatest candies and drinks. You do not want to miss out.
Speaking of repeated jokes you do not want to miss, next Sunday night, because it's the Element Tailgate Party, 6 to 8 p.m. in the small parking lot, we'll have tons of tailgate tents set up with awesome food. This is a reach night, which means you need to reach out and invite a friend to join us.
Most importantly and sadly, it's Josh Miller's final night on staff with us. So we want everyone to be here to celebrate Josh and thank him for his many years of ministry here with Element.
Well, thank you, Chloe, for that depressing news. But I'm sure you can still turn it around. Why don't you take the honors of signing us out for the night? Take it away.
Thanks, Miles. What an honor. Let's give it a go. Well, Element, that's all we've got for you. Be sure to check back next week for all the latest and greatest in Hey Neighbor happenings.
What? What was that? You call that a sign-off? That is terrible. Total trash. Anyone who gives a sign-off like that has no business in this line of work. My point exactly. Chloe, let me show you how it's done. For Chloe, I'm Miles. This has been your Weekend Update.
Guys, welcome back to Element. It is so nice to finally be back in this worship space.
I'm super excited about being back together again in the Haven after 18 months.
In honor of us finally being back in the Haven together in what feels like a couple years, I figured I'd remind you about how amazing worship was.
What is worship?
What is worship?
Worship is the most raw form of our connection with God.
Worship is the ability to praise God in whatever way that you love.
Worship is a time where I can zone out all of my distractions and all of my surroundings and really connect to God through the music.
It's gathering with friends, peers, or loved ones to bring glory to His name, and there's really no cookie-cutter definition for it. Sometimes it looks like praise music in the car, and other times it can look like a prayer late at night with your friends.
However you feel called to move, to sing, to sit, to lay even. Anything goes because God is working through you and speaking through you through worship.
If there's anything that's on my heart or weighing me down from this past week or the day or anything from family, school, friends, I can just put it all out in front of Him and forget about it.
Worship is my safe place. It's a time for me to just relax and just talk to God and just praise Him and worship Him and all that He's done. It's a great way for me to relieve stress and to just let all my burdens and whatever problems I'm facing or whatever darkness is, I feel like is surrounding me. It's just everything disappears when I'm worshiping,
It is simply a calm peace that overcomes me. The kind of calm that I know that I'm more than just me. That my Heavenly Father is holding me and I'm completely safe. It is in those times that I'm sure beyond all doubt that I am a beloved child of God, and all I want to do is show God how much I love Him and how thankful I am to be His.
All of us in this one space, singing our hearts out, and we could all be doing different things, like closing our eyes or holding our arms up or just swaying, and we all feel God in our different ways, but we're all singing the same words at the same time, just singing for the Lord.
Sometimes this can be really hard because it's impossible to fully grasp the depth of His love and mercy. Whether it's listening to worship music, reading scripture, starting a gratitude journal, this is all worship. Making time for growing your relationship with God is worship. Whatever you do to feel His presence and praise Him, that's how you worship.
And to me, worship is two things. One, it's a time to come together for all of us to be able to connect under God. And two, it's another reason just to be able to your one-on-one connection with God.
Worship is the foundation of our connection with God. We were created to worship. Creation is designed to worship. It's our most basic human task. So I encourage y'all tonight to worship and just focus in on God and see what he has to offer.
Worship helps me connect with my church family, helps me connect with my friends, helps me connect with the people that I haven't been able to see because of COVID, and I'm so excited that we're finally back in this space.
It's a time each week where I can truly be intentional about giving him my undivided attention, and when I do, I hear him speak to me through the lyrics of the songs. I encourage you to do the same tonight. Let everything else go, and let's worship together.
So don't let your heart be troubled. Hold your head up high, don't fear no evil. Fix your eyes on this one truth. God is madly in love with you. Take courage, hold on, be strong. Remember where our help comes from. What's that? Swing wide, oh you heavens, let the praise go up as the walls come down. One second. Be the sound of his children, clean hands, pure hearts, good grace, good God. His name is Jesus. Swing wide, oh you heavens.
Let the praise come up as the walls come down. All creation
time.
Jesus, our redemption, our salvation is in His blood. Jesus, light of heaven, friend forever, His kingdom come.
Amen. I'm not sure if we've met before, but my name is Jackson. I'm brand new in here. I've never been in the space until just a couple weeks ago, and I'm so excited to see all your faces, most of you for the first time. Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah!
Sure. Whatever, okay. Me being new in the space, I know a lot of songs that might not be familiar here. Y'all know a lot of songs that I might not know. I had to learn a couple songs for Serve Week. I'm not sure if you went to Serve Week, but I learned a couple songs that I wasn't familiar with. Do you mind if I teach you something? Teach you a song?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Let me grab my pick. I dropped it. Okay. I'm going to teach you this chorus we're going to sing in this next song. It goes like this. Okay. We will sing a new song, 'cause death is dead and gone with the winner. We will sing a new song, let hallelujahs flow like a river. Coming back to life, reaching towards the light. Your love is like springtime. Sing your love is like springtime. Your love is like springtime. Awesome, let's sing it. You're the resurrection that we've waited for. You buried the night and you came with the morning. You're the King of heaven and the praise is yours. The longer the quiet, the louder the chorus. We will sing a new song. Here we go. We will sing a new song, 'cause death is dead and gone with the winner. We will sing a new song, let hallelujahs flow like a river. Coming back to life, reaching towards the light. Your love is like springtime. You're the living water that we thirst for you. The dry and the barren will flower and bloom. You're the sun that's shining. You restore my soul. The deeper you call us, oh, the deeper we'll go. We will sing a new song, 'cause death is dead and gone with the winner. We will sing a new song, when hallelujahs flow like a river. Coming back to life, reaching towards the light. Your love is like springtime. Like come tend the soil of my soul, and like a garden, I will Come to the soil of my soul, and like a garden. sacred garden I will every burden, every crown. This is my surrender. This is my surrender. Here is where I lay it down. Every lie and every doubt. This is my surrender. So I will make room for you to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to. I will make room for you to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to. So I will make room. I will make room for you to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to. I will make room. I will make room for you to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to. So shake up the ground of all my tradition, break down the walls of all my religion. Your way is better. Your
do whatever you want to do whatever you want to. I will make room, I will make room for you to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to. Here is where I lay it down. You are all I'm chasing now. This is my surrender. This is my surrender. Here is where I lay it down. You are all I'm chasing now. This is my surrender. This is my surrender.
Amen. You guys can take a seat.
A lot of you don't know this, but the best seat in this space is like right back there, backstage, because he can hear y'all sing so loud. And you may not notice this, but an occurring theme here at Element has been getting us back into this space. We haven't been back in this space in a really, really long time. And so to hear y'all singing tonight, I mean, this is good. This is just really good. And it's good to see all of you. My name is Robert. I'm the youth pastor here at Element. And if we don't already know each other, I hope we get a chance to chat later on this evening. But again, I'm so grateful that you all are here. I've been in youth ministry, both here at Element and just in youth ministry for a while now. And there are certain moments in my career that I think back on that have been really important to me. And tonight's going to be one of them. To see all of you, to hear you sing, just to be gathered in this space again. I mean, this is just really, really good. And it fills up my soul. And that's a lot of what we're going to talk about tonight. A few weeks back, Reese Ferguson and our team, y'all cheered for Reese earlier. You can cheer for Reese again. That's okay. Yeah. We like Reese. Reese talked about the idea of what's next. Of some of Jesus' closest friends and disciples who were trying to figure out the next steps in their life after a major transition. And so tonight we're going to continue that theme and look at another person in the Bible who found themselves at a bit of a crossroads of what to do next in their life. In the Bible, there's a series of books called the Gospels, which basically just means the good news. And it details a lot of the stories and messages of Jesus. And one of these stories, and really a lot of them, more than anything, what we see are these encounters that Jesus has with people who are trying to answer this question of what's next. One of those folks was Zacchaeus. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through it. There was a man there named Zacchaeus. He was the chief tax collector and was very rich. He was trying to see who this Jesus was, but on account of the crowd, he could not because he was short in stature. So he ran ahead, climbed up a sycamore tree to see him because he was going to pass that way. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up and he saw Zacchaeus and said to him, "Hurry down and come down from there, for I'm going to stay at your house today." So he hurried down and welcomed him into his house. All who saw this began to grumble and said, "He has gone to be a guest with the one who is a sinner?" And Zacchaeus stood there and said, "Lord, look, half of my possessions, Lord, I will give to the poor, and if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I will pay back 4 times as much." And then Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because he too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek out and to save the lost." I hope I never forget my freshman year of college. It was one of the most lost times in my life. I was a freshman, like I said, and I just got in this long-term relationship, and I was just a complete mess from it. And not just in my relationships, but at school, I was compromising so much of my integrity. I was drinking like all the time. And then I even further damaged my integrity. And at the end of my freshman year, I stole someone else's paper offline, turned it in as my own, and then got caught by the school, by Birmingham Southern, for plagiarism. My life was basically falling apart around me. And I remember sitting in my car in this random parking lot of Birmingham Southern, quite literally yelling at God, trying to figure out who in the world I am, what in the world is happening, why have I made so many mistakes, and why is it that I also just seem so numb to them? Like I don't even care. Have you ever found yourself in that kind of a place? Like maybe you've made a couple of missteps, or there's something happening in your life, or maybe there's something happening that's outside of your life completely that you can't really control. I don't know, like a pandemic, and you find yourself suddenly in this space where everything is stopped that you once knew, everything you did no longer happens, and after a while your heart breaks about what's happening, but you find yourself just kind of going numb and feeling ultimately a little lost. That kind of lostness, it's the worst kind, right? Like you believe in one part of your mind, okay, I can get through this. And then there's this other part of your mind that says, okay, but maybe next week it'll get better. And then there's this other part of your mind that says, well, this isn't actually that bad. Maybe I can just kind of bury my head down and push through. And then there's this other part that's like racing constantly, trying to figure out, why did you make those mistakes? Why is this happening? The regrets that you might be holding on to. In the story we just read, Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem, but he passes through this city of Jericho. Now this is a nice city. This is like a bougie city. All right, so Jericho is the perfect place for the wealthiest of wealthy to make camp and to live. And it's also one of the best places for everyone else who's not, for those people to take advantage of them. You see, the people who are there, who are the wealthiest of wealthy, they learn really early on how they can manipulate the system and they can take advantage of those with less. One of those folks was Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus climbed the socioeconomic ladder at this impressive rate. He was a tax collector, but like you heard in the story a minute ago, not just a tax collector, but the chief tax collector. The Gospel of Luke calls him a ruler among the tax collectors. Zacchaeus didn't become wealthy from family inheritance. It wasn't based on hard work or like getting up early and getting a jump on the day. He got it from stealing from his own neighborhood. Each and every day, serving as a tax collector, demanding the payments of the people, of course, with little interest for yours truly, because as long as Rome got theirs, Zacchaeus was free to charge whatever he wanted and to put it into his pocket. And so there goes Zacchaeus, focused every single day just on himself, on taking advantage of others with no impact or no regard for the impact he has on their lives. And then Jesus shows up, calls him down from a tree that he's apparently climbed up in order to see Jesus. And when he gets down, Jesus tells him what's next for his life. I can't tell you how many times in that parking lot while I was yelling out at God, I wanted Jesus to just show up and just to tell me what to do. And right now, in this season, I wouldn't mind that either. I mean, this season, I don't know if you know this is insane, right? This is an insane season that we're living in. And it turns out we're not done with it like so many of us thought back in the summer. So for many of y'all, for many of us adults too, the start of this school year that we were maybe a little too hopefully looking forward to, I feel like it's kind of like a week-old inflated balloon. You know, it's still got the helium in it, but it's like shrunk down a little bit and shriveled. You ever seen those balloons? It's like off in the corner, really sad, and you can't decide, should I just like throw it away? It's just pitiful, right? This is a hard time right now. That's a hard time, and I'd even suggest to you it's harder than the start of the pandemic, because remember back then? Remember when we all like virtually held each other's hands and cheered each other on, said we're gonna get through this together, we're gonna support each other. We did virtual things and we thought that was super cool for 3 weeks, and then we wanted to throw our computers away. Like that was great. But guess what? We're not there anymore, are we? And you know this. The place we're in right now, as a group, as a community, this is not a good place right now. We're not okay. Again, I've been the youth pastor here for just a little bit now. And I'll be honest, talking with so many of y'all over the summer, and especially these past few weeks, as so many things change of our expectations and what we were hoping for at the start of the year, so many of y'all, you're feeling lost. You're so frustrated with every week there's something being canceled or changed, one event or milestone that's not actually going to be what we thought it was. And I'm afraid, like for many of us, for many of y'all who are lost and who are numb, who are so stinking tired, And we're just like 10 days into the school year, right? Like this season has been filled with so much of what we cannot do, where we can't go, who we can't be with, what we can't believe, do, or say, who's right, who's wrong, who's conservative, who's liberal. And for us Christians, this is my personal favorite, who's actually following Jesus right now and who's not, like who's the better Christian than the other person right now. And here's the biggest piece of all of this that we so often overlook. Let's be honest, this season, the COVID, this virus, this isn't the thing causing all of the tension and anger and two-sidedness and numbness and lostness. It's simply revealed it. It's pulled on so many broken strings that are already in our hearts and just revealed them. Let's go back to that story of Zacchaeus. Now, a lot of times, we focus on the perspective of Jesus, that Jesus sees Zacchaeus up in the tree and calls him down and says he's going to eat dinner with him at his own house. And it's this great story of Jesus' ongoing ministry of inclusion and welcoming. And it sounds really nice, right? But why is Zacchaeus even up in the tree in the first place? Like, sure, he wants to see Jesus, but what's led him to that point? I mean, this is a person of power and influence. You think he might be able to just like try to summon Jesus first or something like that instead of climbing up in the middle of a huge crowd up this tree where he's despised by everyone around him to see this one person. We aren't really given much. We don't really know why it is he's gone up there. But I do think it's apparent in the story that at some point, Zacchaeus had become lost. He started looking at everything he has, all of his wealth and his success, the nice house, nice clothes, all this comfort, and realizes suddenly that maybe comfort and comfortable aren't actually the same thing. That have you ever had a restless night before? Like something going on in your mind or something going on with your family or your friends, and your mind is just racing. I mean, it doesn't matter if you've got like the nicest pillow and mattress in the world. If you are up, you're up. If you are awake, you are awake. And that's exactly where Zacchaeus finds himself. He's awake. Sleepless nights, tossing and turning, trying to shake it off, but at some point it seems that Zacchaeus breaks. And maybe it's not even that he breaks, but that he wakes up. Like he wakes up to his lostness. He wakes up to the reality that all of this hustle to get whatever he wants, to hold on to as much power as he possibly can, to have as much comfort as he possibly can. He's crossed off every list on his bucket list he could possibly think of. But it's like all of a sudden he found out he's been drinking salt water this whole time. And Zacchaeus is awake to how painfully alone he is, awake to how he's taken advantage of so many people around him, awake to his privilege of doing whatever he wants, whenever he wants, with no consequences, awake to how remarkably empty his soul is right now. But he's also awake to the fact that it doesn't have to stay that way. Because it turns out that broken things don't have to stay broken. And so as soon as he hears that there's this one person, maybe just one person in all of Israel who can show some semblance of compassion, some semblance of putting the life that he once knew, putting it back together, trying to find that wholeness, Zacchaeus, he won't allow any judgment, harassment, crowd bent against him to keep him from seeing if that was true. And so then the next thing he knows, not only is he climbing up this tree to see Jesus, Jesus is calling him down, talking to him, inviting him back to his own home to have dinner with him. And it's like this rush of acceptance, of love, of forgiveness. And it's overwhelming. He's got to host Christ at his own home for dinner, to welcome Christ fully into his heart. And because of this, Zacchaeus is changed forever. Immediately, half of all he owns, he gives away. And the other half he holds just so he can make amends with everyone that he's ever wronged. It's like the moment that he wakes up to just how lost he is, it turns out he's found. And why is that? Why is it that so many stories, not just the one with Zacchaeus, but so many encounters with Jesus happen when people seemingly are at the total end? They are so lost, they are so numb to the circumstances around them, so fed up and making so many mistakes all at the same time. There can't possibly be a hopeful ending, and yet that's exactly the moment that Jesus seems to show up. But I don't think that it's just like Jesus is like this genie that just pops up when Zacchaeus needs and Jesus gives him 3 wishes to make his life better. I don't even think that it's that Jesus shows up on the right day at the right time. After all, Jesus has been there the whole time. It's not even the first time that he's literally passed through Jericho, but it was the first time that Zacchaeus admitted just how lost he had become. Right now, what I think we need most is to realize how lost so many of us have become right now. how this season has thrown whatever normal used to be out the window and you couldn't find it if you wanted to. And that's not fun. That doesn't mean we have to give up. Because thanks be to God, because of Jesus, there doesn't have to be this end here. We don't have to stay in our lostness. We just need to recognize it. We need to name it. We need to own it. We need to see that, guess what? We don't have our life together, and that's okay. Because there is a Jesus who has come and lived among us and demonstrated and given us a hope that's bigger than anything else and a better way to live our lives. So what's next? If I'm being honest, I can't totally answer that for you tonight. I wish that I could just get up here and say, here's what you need to do. But it's personal to you. It's wherever you're at right now. But I think we can take our cue from Zacchaeus and start by being honest before Christ. I'm going to ask the band to come up now. They're going to lead us in a new song that speaks to just this. To being still, to being honest, to being quiet. About how we're feeling. And giving it all to Jesus. Trusting and believing that our worst moments are never the final moments. This is an invitation. I believe Jesus is inviting us to examine our own path, to see those places in our lives that have caused us to get lost, to become so focused on our own wants and our own desires that we've just lost sight of the bigger story along the way. Jesus invites us right now to wake up to see our lostness. And even still, Jesus calls us and says to us, says to you, no matter where you're at right now, that you are good. You are worth it. So the band's going to play this song, and I'm just going to invite you to stay seated where you're at. You're welcome to sing along, but stay seated. Reflect on this. Let's start by being honest with God.
Go again, my mind racing, and I can't seem to win. All these crazy thoughts and feelings, it's like it never ends until your voice breaks through my noise. And I know I'm not alone, I'm not alone. You will fight my battles if I will just be still. Just be quiet and let you speak through the silence. Here I am, hiding. You are in this moment, I won't fight it. I'll be quiet.
I don't need to know what comes next. Tomorrow's in your hands. I can't trust you with my future, 'cause you're already there. I hear your voice call me forward, and I know I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Away with the distractions. I wanna hear what's true. The only thing that matters comes from you. I'll just be quiet and let you speak through
Pray together. Holy God, we are here at the start of a new school year with so many expectations and hopes for what we want this year to be, with the reality that there's so much out of our control right now, but we are here right now because we believe you are here, that you are present with each of us. And I pray right now for each of these students, those who are watching online, those who aren't able to even be here at all tonight, that they would be reminded that you are a good God who sees each of us and calls us beloved. And ask that we begin our relationship with you again by being honest about where we're at right now, where we are with you, how we're feeling. Even just saying, God, that we might not be feeling very much right now, and knowing still that you hear that, you receive that, you welcome us anyways. And God, I believe because you are a good God, that you can help us by moving us out of that space. You can bring people in our lives, just like we are in right now, a community, a group of students gathered to worship you, to know you, to be connected to you. And it's through these beginnings of relationships, God, that we can help continue to build that relationship back with you, to see you, to know that we are found. God, what is next? It begins with honesty. And I thank you that you receive that tonight. I pray that as we leave this space, we wouldn't just leave what we've thought about tonight, leave what we felt tonight, and leave it in this room, but we would take it with us. And we would continue to grow in you. We pray all this in your holy and merciful name. Amen.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for being here. We want you to know that we love you and we are always here for you. This concludes the part of our normal Element service, and throughout the year we're going to do what we call Element Plus. And for those of you who may not know what the plus portion of the night is, it's always going to be something after the normal worship and message. So today we're going to be playing dodgeball in the gym downstairs. At other times we'll all go get chips and queso down at Taco Mama, or it can be absolutely anything. So like I said, today we're going to be down in the gym playing dodgeball, and we're going to go